I didn't expect to do it this way, but with the given circumstances on what's unfolding right now, I have to do it this way. I wanted my first video to be everything, fully information, just the full works. And unfortunately, there is serious matters to attend to and get to right now. So with that being said, I'm going to start off with Candace Owens' tweet from 3 nights ago, November 22nd at 12:28 a.m. Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position in proximity to the French couple, I have deemed the information they have given me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, which is France's domestic military. They usually operate in terrorism and hostage situations. They're very high tier. Back to her message. I am told there is one Israeli that is on the assassination squad and plans were formalized. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Foreign Legion 13th Brigade, which is they are comprised of people from all countries. I mean, mostly not Frenchmen. Very well trained as well, and carry out a lot of assassinations on the behalf of France. Back to it. I'm going to backtrack a little bit so it flows smoother. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Foreign Legion, or French Legion, 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. Journalist Javier Prasard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units, to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted, since this source claims our leaders are aware, but I have more specific information which is definitively verifiable. Should they care to reach out to me, to the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, may God bless you. Truly, let all be revealed. Now, that was 3 days ago. And then on November 23rd at 7:44 p.m., she had tweeted, I have informed people in the federal government and the White House of France of the France and Israeli assassination plot. I am willing to provide full details as well as the names of the assassins and international accounts in France and Canada through which money was exchanged. Beyond that, I have shared more information with the public regarding the Brigitte story I was investigating at the time of Charlie's assassination. This is all available on my Instagram stories, which we will visit. Thank you all for reaching out and praying for my family. She then tweeted on the 24th at 6:50 p.m., we cannot live in a world where governments collude to protect Jeffrey Epstein and to murder Charlie Kirk. This doesn't work. We elect rulers who stay silent or choose to look the other way when children are being abused because of money or cowardice. This no longer works. I don't have the exact tweet from last night, which is pushed me to do this sooner than later. I wanted to put out, let me get out of this this sunlight. The sun is setting where I'm at, so it is going to continue to be in my face as I do this. All right. Now, I don't have the tweet from last night, but she had confirmed that the United States government, the White House, and the DOJ, better pronunciation, have confirmed that they have received all of her messages and all of the proof that she supplied. With that being said, we are going to turn over to her. Let me get further out of this sun. This is killing me here. Turn over to her Instagram story where she provided a lot. So it starts off with this, and by the way, I'm gonna try to post it on screen as I'm reading this, and if I can't figure it out because I'm on the go, I will be putting it all at the end. Let me just get rid of this. Okay. Because I am certain that, this is Candace, by the way. Because I am certain that French Foreign Legionnaires, a military unit made up of multiple nations, FYI, were involved in Charlie's assassination, I feel that it is urgent that I share the following information with the public. We'll start with a question. What is it about Brigitte Macron that required Charlie Kirk, followed by Sergio Gore, and then President Donald Trump, to personally call me and ask me to not further investigate her? At the time, it seemed absurd, funny almost. Sergio Gore was pretty fired up about it. But why? Why is the story of a man cross-dressing as a first lady in France apparently the biggest state secret of all? As most of you are aware, we had been investigating the plausibility that while living as a man, Brigitte was involved in MK Ultra experimentation here in the United States during his missing years in the military. We were further confused by Brigitte's family origin. I am now putting those pieces together in retrospect. The story told to the public, for those of you that don't know, is that Brigitte Trogneau hails from a family of generational chocolatiers from Amiens, which is probably not how you pronounce it. A bakery that has been running since the 1800s. We received a tip that the story was impossible. The person claimed and presented solid historical evidence that Amiens came under heavy bombardment during World War II, that the Nazis had occupied Amiens, and that the original chocolatiers could not have kept their doors open selling macaroons during this time. That's funny. I don't know if they were actually selling macaroons. I think that's a play on words, but continuing. We then came across documentation which revealed that after World War II, a family of Bamberg, Germany, with the last name Trogneau, was transported to Amiens as refugees. René Trogneau was the name of one of those individuals. Now, I'm going to post, either at the end or on screen if I can figure it out, the paperwork from that time with birth dates of René, which was February 8th, 1925, and either the death or a refugee date of 11/9 1944. That's of Renee. Okay? Continuing the story. I had begun to wonder if it were possible that actually Brigitte's lineage was German. As we know, as Americans, after World War II, the CIA began Operation Paperclip, where they gave new identifications to Nazi scientists and inserted them into our government. Therefore, it was at the very least a compelling theory that Brigitte's family could have actually been Nazi scientists, and that was the big state secret worth protecting. Again, this was in early August, and I had no way of confirming this. It was just a theory that I was working on, researching, and open to being debunked on. My main questions were, what happened to Renee Trogneau in Amiens? Who was Renee Trogneau in Bamberg, Germany? And what did he do? Can we prove that Renee is related to Brigitte? It is all the more compelling, of course, that this would combine MKUltra Stanford University angle that we had prodded. And don't forget, in Brigitte's lawsuit against me, Candace speaking, she has mentioned MKUltra a jaw-dropping 18 times, which is weird to mention. She explains. It was a shocking overreaction to me having merely mentioned that her alleged birthday also happens to be the day of MKUltra program was born. So, like I was saying, it's why would you freak out and mention it in a lawsuit 18 times when the person you're suing only mentioned it once, and that it was just weird that your birthday corresponds with the day MKUltra program was started. For those of you who do not know, the precursor to MKUltra was a Nazi program known as Project Monarch. To this day, our government, which loves condemning everyone as Nazis, scrambles and lies to protect and hide the fact that this Nazi program ever existed. But why? Did we bring its authors over during Operation Paperclip? Of note, Project Monarch was a government program which abused children. And this is important because if you follow the Becoming Brigitte, there is a lot that would correspond with that. As those of you know who are in my book club now, per author Jeffrey Mason, who was the assistant director to Sigmund Freud's archives and was slated to be the next director, Sigmund Freud, or Freud, I think it's Sigmund Freud, and his abusive associates in Vienna, Berlin, and Paris had acknowledged that this trauma was a way to manufacture and control a future psychopath. I will spare you the details, but suffice to say that parents were intentionally harming their own children, and it was happening a lot across Vienna and Paris in particular. This is a part of history that has been intentionally buried. I strongly advise everyone to read The Assault on Truth for further context. Let me just turn off that alarm. And bear with me when I'm reading. It's blurry. It's like a screen. It's a picture of a screenshot that I had taken to put the reading material on my tablet so that I can read it to my phone, which had the original source material. Going back to the story, back to our Brigitte narrative. After raising this interesting point regarding Brigitte's family chocolate business publicly, I then received another tip. Okay. And then there's an email that's to Candace. She's protecting the source, which you should do. And I'm going to read the email here. Matter of fact, I have a better version of the email. Okay. The precursor of the IRGUN, which is itself is a precursor to Mossad. I have the information about this. As you know, Brigitte Macron was allegedly born Brigitte Marie Claude Trogneau in Amiens, France. The family is the owners of the 5-generation chocolatier, pretty much, Trogneau. Now, you rightfully asked why the factory of Trogneau, and it was huge chocolate factory, how it survived. Well, I can tell you, it was a little thing called Judenrat. The story was huge in Israel. They never could keep it this person's a little misspelled. You leak back in 1950s. Ben Gurion was involved there. And then Jabotinsky, I'm probably not pronouncing that right either. Like I said, I'm putting all this in the video. Google that. Aronson with the Rothschild. This is all verifiable. Long story short, they got them immunity, and later Beatier first, and later the Mossad, and Levi Eshkol and Yitzhak Shamir used Brigitte as a way to spy on the French president. Just Google Mirage and Israeli planes during a boycott by Charles de Gaulle just before 1967 war. Then check how Mossad agents got the plans for these jet fighters. Alright, so now I'm going to go back over to the story. I would like to be clear against that I have not confirmed that tip, but Brigitte having a connection to Israel somehow would make sense given the protection he is afforded and extraordinary lengths taken to guard something so obvious like her true gender. They seem willing to kill over this secret, which signifies to me that her true lineage is from a powerful family. Israel is the only nation that I feel has the pull to demand that. Trump call me? It is also the nation that would have had Sergio Gore call me, and Charlie Kirk. What I am utterly confounded by is the unnecessary deceit. If Trump had simply called me and said Brigitte is a state asset and we need to protect that information at this time as a matter of national security, I would have done it. Instead, I was told that the Macron's feelings were hurt and that he didn't want to negotiate an end to the Ukraine war because his wife was upset. I guess the government are so accustomed to dealing in deceit and lies and death that the option of just asking someone to do something and being honest with them as to why just never even crosses their mind. The government factory setting seems to be demand, control, gaslight, and kill. Anyway, I wanted to share all of this information publicly because the French and Israeli assassination information, which I shared with the federal government today. I am realizing that the story of Brigitte Macron, which I stumbled upon quite innocently, is about a lot more than a trans woman who groomed Emmanuel Macron. Which, if you don't know, Brigitte, whether it really is a man or not, was, I believe, in their 60s or 40s when they met, and he was 14. And I wonder if things would have been different if, this is back to her thing, I wonder if things would have been different if Charlie had shared with the public who exactly he thought was going to kill him in the 24 hours leading up to his death. He expressed this to multiple people in his inner circle, but he didn't inform the public. I wish so badly he had told me directly. And that's fucking sad. That's fucking sad that he thought he could trust his closest friends in his inner circle at TPUSA. The fact that they all fucking lied and about that. And his head of security went ahead on Sean Ryan and said that he never expressed the fear for his life when he specifically said he did. In writing. And if you're the security, if you've got a security detail, you're going to tell them who you think may kill you or might want to hurt you, to look out for them. So that's bullshit. And his fucking friends at TPUSA fucking lied too. And said that he wasn't changing his mind about Israel. He wasn't concerned for his life. Receipts. And it's fucked up that Candace has to do this because she fears for her life, and that there's a possibility that a foreign country is coming to our country to kill United States citizens for our First Amendment right. And unfortunately, another story that broke yesterday was that our government, not in whole, but more specifically, the former senior DOJ official, Barr, was probably, Bill Barr, I don't see why his daughter was doing this on her own, because that makes zero sense. So clearly Bill Barr was having his daughter do this, but trying to get blackmail on Candace Owens. I'm going to put them on there too, but there's leaked fucking text messages. Literally exposing that they were trying to blackmail her. That they are trying to get blackmail on her. It says right here, I need you to start working on the blank and Candace Owens case. Question mark. Armstrong will give you the commands, but we need to focus on blackmail. Black and blank first. Work with Armstrong on this. Send some underage girls to secure him. He's an easy target. The harder one is going to be Candace because she's very resistant. Gather the group to come up with a good strategy, but don't waste time. For blank, it would be good to have something we could use to put him in jail. Have you been working on the issue with Candace Owens? We need to blackmail her faster. Klasick has been very affected. Tell Armstrong to send the photographer to her to follow her, and also follow her husband. And then this person responds, "Aw, want to know if they need to focus on Candace or," and then back to this person, "Candace first. I am so angry at her that I can't stop thinking. If the things she says about Klasick are taken seriously, they will investigate the use of money in the election campaign. We have to bring out material to destroy her reputation before she gets to us." That's the daughter of the former DOJ. I wanted to do a whole fucking video. And I want to participate. I don't want to do this, But the simple fact is that we need to come together as a nation and all be informed on fucking everything at this point. There is no living our daily lives, which is fucking stupid that it has to come down to this. That we all have to be involved in not only politics, but what the fuck is going on behind closed doors. Because this is fucking wild. And to our government, if you fucking let another American citizen get assassinated by a foreign fucking country, then we will take you out of fucking power. This is crazy, people. This is fucking crazy. So with that being said,